Ciao and welcome. My name is Klaus Busse and I'm head of design for Maserati. And today we're super excited to introduce to you the latest edition of our lineup. The design of a Maserati is always about visual longevity. And the way we accomplish this is through great proportions, clean surfaces and iconic details. The face, directly derived from the MC20 supercar with its high-mounted headlights and the low-mounted grille that frames our iconic logo, the Trident. The upper part of the car sculpted by hand, whereas in contrast, the lower part is all about engineering, carbon fiber designed in the computer. But a Maserati is never just about style. It's equally about performance. And so our engineers, again, are delivering perfect weight balance, allowing for outstanding handling in any situation. It is, in a way, like driving in a new movie every day. This is the all-new
Grecale. The all-new Maserati Grecale. Look at this. It's pure sculpture.
Ciao Matilda, ciao Alessandro.
Ciao.
What do you think of our new baby?
It's great. Timeless style, classic lines, elegant, but projected towards the
future. Yeah, I agree. A design that reminds you of the MC20, but with
something new. Something eternal, I'd say, wouldn't you? One.
It's starting to rain.
What?
Don't you hear the thunder?
No.
No? You don't believe me? Will you never believe me? Even though you say you love me.
Klaus, take over! A storm is coming! The key!
So, this is the end. Our love over all these years doesn't mean anything to you.
I just don't want to go on like this.
We moved the gear shifter out of the way to open up space for a more intense in-car experience. But also for better interaction with Mia, Maserati intelligent assistant.
Oh, true, you're right. Alexa, put on a romantic music, please.
The playlist Canzoni d'Amore on Amazon Music.
Yeah.
Thank you. Do you remember when we...
I like this song.
When the wolves and wild dogs bay, I'll find.
Did they find us?
Who?
We have to go. Move. I'm driving.
What is happening?
Run! Run! Run!
What is...
Hurry up! They're
right.
coming for us!
Yeah, okay.
Run!
Hey, Maserati! Let's go home. And Alexa, put 20 degrees temperature at home, please.
The heat set to 20.
How? How did they find us?
Did you hear the sound of this engine? Next time we have to use the electric version. Oh my God. Oh, we have to hurry up. Good thing the Grecale has the first Maserati digital clock, right?
Well, it's not just a clock. It gives you a lot more information about Grecale. Alexa, play some powerful music.
Playing power music on Amazon Music.
Ale, hang in there. I'm gonna take you home, okay?
The sound inside the car is fantastic too, no?
I'm gonna take you home safe.
It's the Sonos Faber system with 21 speakers.
All right, I'm okay.
The trunk.
What?
Did we get everything?
I think so.
All right. Okay, wait. What,
Don't worry, baby, do we have the children's bag?
Oh, yes.
Okay, the inflatable pool?
Yep.
The camp stove?
Yep.
The slapping in case it snows?
Yeah.
The guitar, I don't see the guitar.
The guitar.
Thank you.
The guitar.
Yeah.
Okay.
There sure is plenty of room, huh?
Yep. And there is still some space left over. Just in case.
Perfect.
Do you know why there is so much space?
Sure I do. The design and the 570-liter capacity. Obvious.
She knows.
They really seem to enjoy the space in the front row. But with our engineers, we were also able to create best-in-class space for the rear compartment in every possible dimension you can measure. Shoulder room, headroom, leg room, boot space, and interior storage. Okay, signature sound. It's performance time.
In the end, looks like we're back where it all started out.
Do you hear that?
What? 530 horsepower twin turbo V6.
Yes, the Nettuno engine inherited from the MC20 that allows for
High efficiency and output. That's the one. Exactly that.
aluminium and carbon fiber prop shaft for weight saving,
It has the best power to weight ratio in class.
as well as top speed.
And top acceleration too.
Well, actually the fuel is injected directly into the cylinder at 350 bar, and the air-fuel mixture is pushed into a central pre-combustion chamber during the compression stroke. Near top dead center, the mixture is ignited by a spark plug in the pre-chamber and then channeled back into the cylinder via a series of holes, triggering multiple further ignition areas. It's an amazing, super efficient engine. And this is just the Trofeo. The GT and Modena versions with hybrid powertrains are also available. And coming up next year, we will complete our range with the state-of-the-art electric engine, the Grecale Folgore.
All right. 10 points for Klaus.
Anyway, I won.
I
Yeah.
don't think so. No, I got at least 2 more points than you on the engine challenge.
I don't think it's true. But anyway, who cares? Look at this car. It really is as beautiful as all the best movies, huh?
Yeah. But why are you dressed like that right now?
Matilda. 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 Where are you? Come on, baby, where are you? Matilda. Klaus, did you see Matilda, please? Where is she? Klaus, I really don't know what is happening.
You know what? It looks like she does like the Grecale.
Oh yeah, too much maybe.
But on the other hand, I've been counting too, and I think you won.
Oh, really?
You do know cars.
It's okay. Well, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Let's go. We have to walk. Yeah, but it's okay.
Grecale. In a few words, the most important Maserati of the last 20 years. It's an SUV born here in Italy, but expected to be on roads all over the world. That's why we have here with us today editors from Motor One France, Germany, Italy, and myself from the US, all together to determine whether or not the Grecale really can be the most successful Maserati ever. Let's take a closer look at the Grecale. It's a compact luxury crossover designed and produced in Italy with an overall length of 191 inches and a little less than 67 inches in height. It rides on a versatile platform that will eventually include an electric version in addition to the 4-cylinder and V6 model. A Maserati has to make a statement at first sight, and the Grecale does just that. Maserati has specific rules for designing cars in order for a new model to wear the trident on the hood. This means extravagant proportions, including a long hood, a large radiator grille, and an elegant, timeless design, including other details that scream Italian. Some of this sportiness was re-invoked in the recent MC20 supercar and make it to both versions of the Grecale, including the Trofeo and the 4-cylinder model. That means 19 or 21-inch wheels and a 114-inch wheelbase. That latter figure lends itself to a generous interior, which we can now show you with the help of some of my friends. This may be a Maserati, but it is still a crossover and it has to be practical.
The wheelbase is 290, which is pretty much for the segment. I wonder how it plays out in rear seat space, so maybe we should just check it out.
Yeah, we should see for ourselves. Thank
you
for
start?
this. So this is when everybody gets to figure out that I'm not the tallest member of our editorial team. That said, take my word for it, this is not bad. I mean, just sitting in here for the first few times today, the Grecale has actually really impressed me. Cars this size can sometimes punish you in the back seat. Not the case at all here. And I love that they give you both USB-A and USB-C charging ports to make sure everybody's device can get juiced.
Should we just switch and did I have a seat too?
Yeah, because you are much taller than I am.
So let me see.
I mean, you're 6'1", sitting behind 6'1".
Right, I sat here before 6'1", still 6'1". This plays out beautifully. Look at this. A lot of space at the knees. Then I'd say head space is pretty decent too, right?
Because the roofline, it kind of tapers off behind your head, so
yeah,
you actually, as the passenger, it's not blocking.
This works out really good. So then what you also have is like heated seats in the back. You have climate control in the back. This is a pretty good rear seat compartment, I'd say.
Yeah, not too bad. You can actually take your friends in this thing and maybe make them a little sick on the road.
And that's what it's actually all about, right?
Of course, the trunk is very important for practicality, and the hybrid version of Grecale has 19 cubic feet of space because of the battery here. But the other version, the Trofeo, has a bit more generous trunk with 20 cubic feet.
Yes, in this truck we have a 2-plug, one for your computer, one for your phone, and this button is for drop to drop the seat to have more space for larger items.
The Grecale's interior is a huge step forward for Maserati. The new tech suite lives beneath the scudo, or shield, incorporating 2 displays, a 12.3-inch touchscreen and an 8.8-inch secondary display for the HVAC controls. The infotainment system is based on Android Auto, and even the iconic clock has different features for doing more than just telling the time. This being the Trofeo model, the engine start-stop button is looking right at you, waiting to be pressed. And when it is, the car comes to life. The expectations for the Grecale are very high, and that's because it uses a fantastic platform as its starting point, one that's already in use with plenty of other dynamic driving cars on the road. But Maserati worked hard to give this car its own soul, its own personality. And this beautiful yellow version that I'm driving is the Trofeo, the most powerful version in the entire range. 530 horsepower, 457 pound-feet of torque. It's actually the same V6 twin turbocharged engine from the MC20 supercar. The Grecale does away with the dry sump lubrication system, and it has a bit less power than that car, but crucially the same pre-chamber combustion system derived from Formula One is still here. And all of that clever technology is enough to get this car to 62 miles per hour in 3.8 seconds, and it feels every bit that fast. The torque from the engine is fantastic, and so is the Nettuno's engine note, offering plenty of drama. The 8-speed automatic transmission was developed in partnership with ZF with the goal of being quick when you want it on the throttle, but also soft and controllable when you want to slow the pace. As in any good GT car, the steering is sporty and direct, but not nervous or twitchy. The air suspension keeps the car surprisingly neutral in the corners, and the clever all-wheel drive system shuffles power around as necessary, with the rear wheels favored in all driving modes. The Trofeo comes with standard pneumatic, electronically controlled air suspension that keeps this car low, but surprisingly not all that stiff. I'm impressed that even on imperfect country roads like this, that a suspension with this much variation can stay so calm and in control. The idea here is comfort in your everyday and sport when you want it. And speaking of sport, Trofeo also has 5 different driving modes, including Corsa, which is specific to this model. So you just change it over here on the steering wheel controller, and suddenly you are in the mode for maximum attack and maximum aggression. Honestly, there is so much difference as you continue to bump up in the different driving modes. There's even an off-road mode for when the terrain suddenly changes. The Grecale is really ambitious, but it had to be. This segment is super crowded, and its cars come from all over the world, just like us at Motor1.com. This car is a crucial step forward for Maserati, and one that acts as a bridge to a future filled with electricity and even more exciting product. But even with all that pressure on its shoulders, the Grecale delivers. Thanks for watching.
In the cabin of the Maserati Grecale, you see all the elements you expect from Maserati. And you can also see how teamwork delivers a great product. Color material delivering fine leather, this open 3-dimensional carbon fiber, but just the work of the design team with this AC outlet, paired with perceived quality and tactile quality here with the controller to control the airflow. But also, no detail is too small for this team. For example, this little metal plaque to finish off the stitching on the side of the console. Now, the steering wheel will always be the most important part of the Maserati interior. You have those massive metal shifter pedals here, but you also have now, directly at your fingertips, the drive mode controller and the engine start-stop button. Talking about drive modes, here in the center, we have the new single glass big screen, paired with PR&D buttons, so we're really bringing together the digital world and the mechanical world. In the digital world, you can see the drive mode, selector feedback, In this case, you have the GT and you have the readout of the behavior of the car. If you now go to Corsa, you can see how the behavior mapping changes and what to expect when driving it. Speaking about Corsa, up here we have our new digital clock. Before it was always analog, now we're going digital. And this clock can also be configured. And if you want to go into Corsa mode, you can, of course, go into a G meter. I mentioned the mechanical PR&D shifter buttons that we have integrated into the screen. That allows us to actually remove the shifter from its normal position here on the console, and it allows us to create some extra storage opportunity for the customer, but also for your phone and some wireless charging. The comfort doesn't stop here. The Grecale has best-in-class second-row legroom on top of that. Technology, I spoke about the central screen, I spoke about the digital clock. There's one more element, which is the cluster in front of the driver, 12-inch, fully configurable, whether you like the GT mode or the more relaxed, reduced mode, and of course there will be a Corsa mode. What is really unique about the cluster is actually its shape, its form. Normally the screens are rectangular, they have to be mounted rather high on top of the steering column, which takes them out the optimal viewing area. With this cluster, we were able to give it a so-called saddle cart, more like a freeform, and that allows us to move the cluster down, hugging the steering column and providing the perfect viewing angle. So you now see why team play is such an important part when designing the car. Whether it's the exterior with the beautiful shapes, the lighting team, on the interior color material, the design team, engineering, everyone coming together to truly deliver an exceptional product to you.